A lot of people forget that there's a pre-onboarding stage before there's actual, because by the onboarding stage, the person is actually in the company already. But the pre-onboarding kind of like sets the tone. Is the person getting all the right information at the right time? Are you guiding the employee? Are you preparing their mindset for what it's like to work here? It could look as light as swag boxes to as important as here's somebody on a team that you might get to meet when you work with them, to this is what it looks like, we can't wait to have you, even if it's just like a 2-line sentence.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are a visitor, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited that you are here. Today is another variation of Career Conversation with EF, and today, either you like it or not, at the end of the day, you will like HR by force. Because I'm with one of my friends, professional colleague, one of the most amazing, super exciting, super inspiring HR professionals I know. Hi, Freda.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Freda here. I'm happy to be on the channel. Finally, I've been watching from the sideline. It's nice to finally be on the couch.
They'll not change your story.
Finally, I've arrived. Delay, not Delilah. Or whatever they say.
That's super awesome. So a very relaxing conversation, relaxing question I like to ask or start with is tell us something random about you.
Something random.
You know, they said you should stop saying, tell me about yourself.
Yes.
That's what it is. They said you should stop saying.
Okay. Something random about me. I break out like in a random dance.
Oh, really?
Yes, like especially when I'm anxious, because there's this thing my dad used to do when we were young. If he's had a very hard day, he'd come home, he'll play music and start dancing in the sitting room, and he'll call us come and dance with him. And depending on how severe the dance is, we would know whether like there was a serious problem on ground. So because of that, it has become a thing I do subconsciously. So if I'm having like a hard day and I need like 10 minutes, I literally just break out into a dance to my favorite song. And you realize that once you start engaging your senses in a way that is not stressful, you tend to easily get out of it. So yeah.
That's exciting. You know, I was watching a very short clip and was talking about trainings of one of the top armies, and they talked about how movement is important. Like
just move your body.
It was like even at the peak of danger, when someone is shooting you, don't stay. Like move zigzag.
Exactly.
No, that's
the random thing.
CHR dance. We are not witches. We are not wizards. Yeah. Yes. So today we'll be talking about how to build the best place to work. The startup case study. So Freda leads the people and culture and everything that looks like this at Mono. Mono is one of my favorite brands, and the reason why I brought Freda is because I know she's one of the few people in the tech ecosystem that I feel like, in my language they say mole for soya. I can use my hand to beat my chest. That they are doing a good job. They have an amazing culture. It's not aspire to perspire. You would understand as we go in. Yeah, so let's get straight to it. After I say let's delve into it. Then I remember program. Then I remembered program, right? So let's start with the basic things that people always ask me. What does a typical, don't mention today you are quenching fire. Because half of the time we are quenching. They don't know. But half of the time we are fighting for you people. Anyway,
yes.
So what does a typical day look like for you, Rachel?
A typical day at Mono is both like structured and filled with uncertainty, because you never know what the day really brings. Even if you're not really putting out fires, like random things can come up in the day that just require your attention in a way that you probably didn't plan for at the start of the day. So for me, typically I like to get all my department heads together on Monday as early as 8 a.m. myself and all the managers. As early as 8 a.m. myself and all the managers, including the CEO, have all met, because we have to discuss what our plan looks like for the week, where our heads are at, if there's something that happened, because we meet twice a week, so if there's something that's happened between the last time we met and now, it's a good time to debrief and updates. And then I meet the entire company, like how are we doing, how's our weekend, and then I meet my team as well. So it flows from that order, from like management, people, then team. So because also we need to set our tone like for the day and for the week as well. And then I have my task that sometimes doesn't get finished, because you could
stress us.
You could literally plan for the day to go a certain way and it doesn't. But I'll say after meeting with everybody, I typically start with like admin work. So I split my week There's admin week, there's strategy, there's core people ops, and then there's like everything else that comes
I was
up.
gonna say, I know it's admin strategy operations.
It's that so Monday is usually admin day because I need to sort out all your documentation, your paperwork, everything. Then I'll now go into the week. So I will say my actual work week starts on Tuesday when I've cleared out all my emails and stuff. So Tuesdays where I'm really doing strategic and operational work, because if you don't make time for the real meat of the week, you might end up stuck in just an admin cycle, and you don't want that. That's not how you do good work.
I wanted to say now, I know what my friends say they're workaholic because my admin stuff starts on Sunday nights.
I used to literally say, unless you're a founder, the only person that works harder than me, it has to be Manuel Faith.
So actually, like, my day starts on Sunday night. So I went to look at my emails, look at Slack notifications that have been tagged I didn't act upon, and I just like to know this is what I'm going to face on Monday. Even though I think that one of the unique things about our roles, as we discussed, is that you literally don't know what you're waking up to face. Your best employee can resign.
That's a different conversation.
We'll get into that. So it's interesting. At least I have an idea, and people have an idea of what we do every day at work. Right, so let's start easy. You work in fintech, a startup, which is sort of different from like manufacturing. So, what are like the maybe not clear? What are the differences, and how are you adapting? Because I checked out your profile, and then I know that you've also worked in like big multinationals and stuff. Yes. So, what are like the clear differences? HRing in multinationals or HRing in startup?
I think like in a multinational, there are many cadences of like reporting lines, and I think one of the top differences is how fast decision making is and how fast change management has to be. When you're in a big corporation, there's so many levels, there's so many reporting lines. Before you can actually get something to be done, you have to first report to the manager, the group level, everything. You can't just make a change like that. And yes, the offhand of that is that there's structure. There's also time being wasted in like making critical decisions. While in a startup, you want something changed within a week. And it's very possible for you to get that out of it as long as you've outlined your structure, your people are aware, your key stakeholders are on board. It's pretty much easy to carry over. And another thing that I would say makes me prefer startup to multinationals or larger corporations is that you see the impact faster.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You see the impact faster. When you're working in a large corporation, you usually have to give it like weeks and time to even really know if what you have done actually like yields results. But whereas a startup, if it's going to be a sham of a structure, you would most likely know immediately. And then I think my final point for the difference would be that with startup, there's a more personal relationship with employees that you can develop, where career building goes beyond just what do you want to achieve to how can we get you there. But when you're in a large corporation that the competency scale is so wide and it's already set up, even when things are very rigid. So even when you're changing your mind, you want to have that personal discussion. It's kind of hard for you to do so when you're on level 16 and the top level is level 15. So that's what I would say is like the key difference.
No, that's exciting. So let's talk about culture, because one of the things that is really exciting about Mono and why I brought you here is Mono has a good culture. I mean, like in Nigeria, no shit to you guys. There are very few companies that can eat my chest and say, career-wise, obviously. Pre-stack, absolutely.
Yes.
Mono is like one of the companies of this. So, what are like your shoes take your place.
Thank you.
Yes, so I'm an HR trying to build a great culture at my startup. What are the top 3 or 4 things I should do?
I would say first you have to decide for yourself what it is the company is trying to achieve. And that is so important because culture isn't like it's not something you write, it's the way you go about the things that you do.
Say that again. Punchline is dropping, guys.
It's the way you go about, because even at the very basic definition in elementary school, they teach you that culture is the way of life of a group of people. It's the way they live. It's like, yes, you want to get to point A, but what do you do as a company that gets you to point A? It looks very different. How Mono will achieve an objective is very different from how Carrywise will achieve an objective, but we would all still get there eventually. And it is that difference in approach that really makes culture. When we see each other in the morning, how do we greet? How do we communicate? How do we take ownership and responsibility? How do we align objectives? What matters to us? I think the next thing is there is no culture without people.
Yeah.
So you need to establish a very clear line of communication with the people that you are serving. I always like to say everybody has a customer. It's either your customer is an external person or an internal person. As far as I'm concerned, every employee is my customer and I have what I'm selling. I'm selling the culture, I'm selling policies, I'm selling a career mapping, I'm selling a good learning structure. So it's a case of like,
that's actually thoughtful. Everybody
has a customer. It just do you, and if you don't
That's
know who your
true.
customer is and what their pain points are and what you're there to do for them, you lose the essence of what it is that you're trying to do, you know. So you have to now
smart HR people.
you have to like so I have to now know who my customers and my employees, like what matters to them.
Oh my god, we said that
Right? What
Yeah,
matters to them, what makes them think, and what do they see as value. It's very important because I often find that there's a misalignment between what management
value
and what employees, and it's that disconnect that brings a lot of friction that ultimately, because before an employee exits or they quiet quit, so to speak, which is the major lingo now, it happens long before they actually tender the resignation, and you'll find out that it was just bits and cracks in unmet expectations, lack of clarity, lack of clear communication, that
expectations,
that ultimately leads to that point. So I would say, what is it that you're trying to achieve? What matters to your people? And 3, building your company in a way that allows it to run for the foreseeable future. You want to build things that are scalable, because what you need to realize is that you want a culture that outlasts people. You don't want a culture that outlasts you. You don't want to build a culture that is just good here for the now. You want a culture that whether the company is 20 today or 80 tomorrow is something that can continue to carry each other even as the workplace is evolving, because even what used to matter to us in 2020
was not
doesn't matter to us right now.
Before, like poor sites.
And I would say the last one is a culture that is very clear from top to bottom. That is the most impactful way to build culture, because employees don't want to work in a place where the policies seem hypocritical. If my manager is not the first person that does what the culture says it does, I won't think it's important. And a lot of people forget that because they want the culture to start from the bottom up. It's not even possible. Even when you're enacting policies, like even like in government, or it has to start from the bottom. If they see that the CEO supports the policy, their manager supports the policy, they are automatically obliged to feel like, you know what, this is something that I should be doing. So you want a culture that is respected from top to bottom. So that's what I would say.
No, you've dropped gems. And like I was just thinking, and just the last point, I remember that when I wanted to champion like a culture of rest in one of the places I'd work, the first thing I did was
That's very good, a culture of rest.
Yes.
I've never heard of it before.
Oh yeah, because we are workaholics. We work like mad people.
Yes.
And the result was obvious. I mean, in that phase of the startup, I remember like I told the CEO that, sir, tomorrow don't come to the office.
Yes.
And he was shocked because I just walked into him dozing.
CEOs don't rest.
And I'm like, you have to go on leave. So I told the other, because he was CEO and CTO. So I told him he was CTO because the CTO is more family man.
Got it.
Yeah, so I told him, then connected his wife. We plan a surprise again. That's why these are things that we do that people don't know. So we plan a surprise birthday with him for him before. So I had the wife's number.
Yes.
So I spoke with the wife. Oh, this is there. So I arranged
everything. Yeah.
For the CTO. Even though the CTO went and came back, I'm like, thank you very much. CEO, you see that your co-founder has gone on leave.
Are you do the same?
Are you going to go on leave or not? And it's just because of that. The lead designer, HR, I want to go on leave. The lead customer experience, I said, you want to go on leave? Wow. The lead, like it was just like automatically. What was that effect that we call it? Like
a ripple effect.
Yeah, it was a ripple effect because then the two co-founders had gone on leave. And these are the mirror of workaholism.
Even speaking of rest, we introduced something at Mono. It's going on 2 years now. It's called a recharge day.
Oh, okay.
The last Thursday of every month is a day for slow work. Not no work, slow work. Meaning that if there's nothing of priority for you to do, you can take the day off.
Oh my God,
that's the day where your manager is literally tasked with not giving you any fresh task.
Oh my God.
And we did it that way intentionally for people to realize that, okay, they wake up and it's locked in their calendar. It's not a day I just said. Like, it's a day that is booked on their calendar. So when they see it, the reminder, even me when I see it, even though I don't really reach out to
Yeah, that's
because
why
recharge
HR
day typically falls right before payroll day. If I'm saying it's the last Thursday. So there are times when that's the week of like preparing work. But I'm fine with it because my employees see that kind of they're thinking, you know what, maybe today I can just sit this one out, you know. And it subconsciously is in their memory. That's the day they want to quickly run to the hospital, they want to see a friend, they want to do this, you know. So I think it's something similar to that.
No, that's exactly. Everybody say up Freda. and again, and I was telling you before we got on camera that we as HRs we need to talk more about the good work that we do, because I remember that we did something similar at BCM. So for BCM is no meeting day. So a day where you can just say, okay, I want to log into my tax. Like literally the CEO can send you a message that day and you decline.
Got it.
No meeting with anybody. If I remember one time we were flaunting the role and the editorial director just came. I said and she writes very coherently. Hi everyone. We sat down together to decide this. No meeting day, bold. No meeting day, italics. Please, let's adhere accordingly. And like it's just fun because just waking up and knowing that, because some people don't like to talk to people. Even for us that like to talk to people, like it's exhausting at some point. So knowing that there's a day during the week where I'm not talking to anybody, nobody's talking to me, is really some sort of rest. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and this also fits into the concept of culture. That's great. Okay, so let's talk about two things came out when you were talking. So I want to talk briefly on onboarding and then move to compensation and benefit and then we get to wrap up.
Okay.
Yeah, I want you to speak. Onboarding is one of my favorite part of HR. I think that we are championing a great culture. Even if you are not championing a great culture, I hope you are championing a great culture in your workplace. So. Yeah, we hope so. So that they'll stop calling us witches and wizards. Yeah, I feel like onboarding is one of the crucial phases where you can bring people in into the culture. And I know that Mono has a great onboarding culture. Do you want to speak to that?
Okay. I think onboarding is one of the first stages where you show an employee what it's like to work with you before they actually get a chance to work with you. And it is the most critical aspect. It's literally the first impression of the employee's journey. And I think a key part of the onboarding process is what you do before the actually onboarding process.
Thank you very much.
A lot of people forget that there's a pre-onboarding stage before there's actual, because by the onboarding stage, the person is actually in the company already. But the pre-onboarding kind of like sets the tone. Is the person getting all the right information at the right time? Are you guiding the employee? Are you preparing their mindset for what it's like to work here? It could look as light as swag boxes to as important as here's somebody on a team that you might get to meet when you work with them, to this is what it looks like, we can't wait to have you. Even if it's just like a 2-line sentence, you just do that. But I think like what's important for us when you come in is that you get to meet everybody. And you also get to meet the CEO.
That's cute.
Every new employee gets to meet the CEO at some point.
Yeah.
And meeting the CEO, I feel, is a very pivotal point because you get to have like first-hand knowledge on why the company even exists in the first place. So for our onboarding, it starts off with you meeting the people team. You know, you meeting the entire company, introducing yourself, and we interview you before you meet the team. We want to know how you found out about us. That's how we introduce you to the team. For example, if you're joining the company, we're like, hi everybody, meet Emmanuel. He's joining us today. When Emmanuel is not playing soccer, he likes to eat pounded yam. And if you want to know more about him, click here. And when they get there, before they even have a chance to speak to you, they know what you like. You already know people you share. Like, remember one of our employees joined and she put like her top 5 anime. Somebody was already dragging her and she just joined the company. Is that the kind of anime you like to watch? And because of that, like there's already banter. You already find your community almost immediately when you join the company. And then you have a chance to meet each team, scheduled obviously during the week. We have like a proper onboarding plan for you where you meet each team, and it's an informal meeting. We're not there to discuss work, we're there to get to know you and then see how in your day-to-day work you will get to interact with us. You know, and there's some people that because of the nature of the job, you might never work with them. So it means the only time you get to see them is literally on that onboarding call. So if you don't have a chance to meet them, you won't even know your team members. Exactly.
Like, why are you sorry?
And another key part of what we do is the product onboarding. So our onboarding is in phases. There's the pre-onboarding, there's the people onboarding, there's the product onboarding, and there's the CEO onboarding. The people onboarding is what I just explained. The product onboarding is where we demo the products to you, because my CEO is a very big believer that everybody's a salesperson first before they're an employee.
That's tough.
Because you have to sell, you have to know what it is that we're doing here and why you're here. So we demo the product to you.
Not just why you're here, how your presence here contributes.
Contributes, exactly.
So as a designer, you're not just thinking I'm designing, you are designing
exactly, and you're seeing the impact your work is going to make in the future, because as we're demoing it to you, we're letting you know, and this is where you fall in, and this is where you fall in, you know, and it begins to create like a whole proper picture of what you being here really means, what really means to you, and what it means to us. And then after that product demo, you demo it back to us a week later. Yes, you have an opportunity to actually sell it back to us, and you use our platform to sell it. So now you're forced to kind of like learn, and it's good in that early stage because you don't really have any task. Your task that period is to get to know the company.
Guys, stop asking new hire to resume on Monday and start work on Tuesday.
That's not good.
We will start work that same day.
That's not good. That is not good. That is not, before real work actually starts, not until the second month before you start really introducing them to like.
Nah, I feel bad because we used to do 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I thought that we were doing a good thing.
It's not a bad thing, but like you're not giving a task per se. You are using that month to actually just be a part of meetings and find your footing on like, okay, this is where I belong in the grand scheme of things, because startup every day is day one. Every day is moving fast. So if you're not taking the time to actually find where you fit, it will pose a real huge issue where there's a lot of knowledge gap before you actually get to the point to be part of a team or feel like you're part of the team.
Oh no, that's super encompassing. Oh my god, you guys are eating good. Yeah, I just remember like when we were doing onboarding, when I designed onboarding card, because I designed onboarding card rights flow too.
Nice.
One of the things towards the end, one of the things we asked them to do is that we say, so we asked them to sell Kaiwise to a certain demographic. Ooh. So again, I told you that we onboard in batches.
Yes.
So we can divide the team of 6 into 2.
Okay.
So we say, there is a young, savage, 23-year-old lady, who is earning $1 million per month. Which of our product will you sell to the person? So we give them a pitch. The winner used to get pizza.
Better nothing.
Right. And then it just gives them understanding. And this happens in like the second week. Yes. So first week they've met all the teams, customer. True. And then that thing that you guys do remotely. So we do it because again, Canvas on site was hybrid. So we have someone, they spend a day with CX team. So they actually pick calls. So someone reacts to them. So for example, if someone complains about UI UX, this new feature I don't understand, and you're a designer, you already understand that there's a populace that uses this app, and the problem is not I can't say. The problem is they don't even know where to
start from. Got it. So that's typically what it means for us.
That's high level. So can you see, guys, all we do is not hiring and firing. We do very high strategic stuff like this. Okay then, so as we're gonna draw content, I'm gonna ask. I was supposed to play a game with you. I'm not sure if I have the time. But let's talk through like compensation and benefit. What matters? How does it? And I don't want you to like use one as a case study. I just want you to like talk generally. How do we as HR leaders, HR managers navigate the very murky waters of compensation and benefits in startups?
That's a very, very like.
I know we can spend 1 hour.
Yes, it's a very nuanced subject because there's so many layers to it. But I think at a very basic level, you want to have a compensation philosophy. What governs how you even approach compensation and benefits as a structure and as a discussion. Because you want, without speaking to any company in particular, you want your compensation structure to be built on transparency, equity, relevance, and sustainable growth, especially for a startup.
So you just drop everything.
Because at startup level, sometimes you get carried away with how much money is in your bank that you don't build. They only build their revenue for sustainable growth, not their compensation, forgetting that in as much as is value for money, it is still money leaving the company. So if you don't build a philosophy around that, you will not understand why it is that you're even building what you're building. And I would say transparency. Not every company likes to share their pay structure, but it's very important to share your pay approach. This is how we think about pay structure. This is when you can discuss things. That's what I mean by transparency. You want to be transparent about how the employee thinks about pay within the company. So they can look forward to it. When can I have a pay discussion? When is it the right time? How is my pay increase or lack of? Even allowances, bonus. What am I? Even educating them. There's a big aspect of human resource that involves advisory and education. Even for your employees.
And I feel like people don't
do that.
So remember you said, you sell policies. I'm like, oh my god,
You're
I had a senior, shout out Samuel Akeloso. It was like, guy, you have to sell your policies.
It's not just enough to put it out there.
You have to let the employees know that hey, this actually exists.
We do policy town halls once every quarter where we deep dive into policies within the company.
I'm still in
so
that.
you get a policy town hall.
Thank you
So
very
you
much.
get a chance to ask me questions about why the policy was created that way. And then I teach them things like, oh, why is that when I got this? I'm like, okay, yes, your tax is this. Your pension is this. You must be aware what is being deducted from your pay and why it's being and where it's going to. Conversation like that are so important. Not when you just give employees salary, gross annual 25 million.
75,385.
They don't know and ask me like, what does it mean for me? How does it affect my standard of living? What does it, because you're not just paying people, you're paying people in relation to the economy they live in.
That's true.
And that's why I say, what's your pay philosophy? Because is it tied to the fact that you're in an economy where the inflation rate is running after you?
Versus
You know,
stable, like
versus stable economy,
where
you
the
know?
maximum increase is like 4 to 5%.
Thank you. And you're living in Nigeria that inflation, as I speak to you right now, is edging on 30%,
And
if
that
not
is
more.
in a number. I promise you.
Do you understand?
Is.
Do you understand? Like and so if you don't have these discussions, if you're not clear on even how you review pay, you know, what level am I on, and even beyond how you do things is being able to clearly define that you are in this point, and
this is how
XYZ will get you to this point.
Oh my God,
it's very important to even know where you are compensation wise within the company, so you know, okay, do I stand a chance to gain or lose by being here? And
God.
these are things like that transparency. So when you say transparency, it's not enough about saying it's because we're paying you 50K. That's what I mean by transparency.
And
around
philosophy.
it, yes, and your philosophy. You want the employee to be here and already be able to do their math. That by contributing X, Y, and Z,
by
this
June,
is why
I will be able to move there. Oh my God!
That's how you know your pay, your compound.
Guys, are you learning? Because I'm learning. I mean, I'm a superstar, but right now I'm not superstar, and I'm jotting things down. I hope that you are. No, oh my God, you are awesome.
Thank you,
really,
thank
really
you,
awesome.
thank you.
Okay, yeah. So we said a lot of serious stuff. So let's catch our breath. let's play quick fire games. Remote or hybrid?
Oh, hybrid.
Oh, why?
I mean, why not? I think there is a lot of physical connection that really helps build collaboration when you're able to see your employees physically. Even if it's once a week, once a month, whatever your boss is, I think you can never take away from that physical connection. Yes, but I like the idea of hybrid because it supports flexibility.
Yeah, so you can decide.
So I'm a big fan of that.
Cute. Slack or Teams? I feel like I know your
Slack. I hate Teams. Whenever anybody books a meeting with me and I see that purple logo, I can scream.
I hope that Microsoft, you don't work with Microsoft.
I
hope you don't work with Microsoft in the US.
Love your company. Hate Teams.
Nice one. 9 a.m. stand up or 4 p.m. wrap up?
9 a.m. stand up. I'm a morning person.
I will pick 4 p.m. My babe.
No.
Quarterly reviews or monthly check-ins?
Monthly check-ins.
Okay, so the last one is tricky. That will lead us to the concluding part of the conversation. Increase in leave days or increase in leave allowance by 25%. Increase in leave days by 25%, meaning if your leave day is 20, we are moving to 25 days. Or increase in leave allowance by 25%, meaning if your leave is 1 million, you're now getting 1.25 million.
In an economy like Nigeria, leave allowance. You have to be answering questions with the reality of things. I mean, personally, I would say leave days because you can never really there's no amount of money that substitutes rest. But I would say so that's my personal answer. I would say more leave days because there's no amount of money you're paying. I've seen people leave incredible jobs because of burnout. So I would say days. But if I'm thinking this Nigeria,
and it's good, and it's also back to commission philosophy. And I have a course on Calstack on commission.
Nice. I saw you did that.
Like old guy, yeah.
Yes.
And one of the things I really talked about, especially if you are an HR in a multinational, this is one of the things you have to factor in. So, like Nigeria, we like money, but Europeans like rest. So this is actually something I had to navigate last year. So I was reviewing our leave policy, and I realized I couldn't have one for all kind of thing.
Got it.
Yeah,
It has
so
to
for
differ
our
for
European
each.
employees, we are increased their leave days. And for Nigerian employees, we increase their leave
How do you
allowance.
balance the equity part of it when Nigerians start to feel like, don't we deserve more?
Oh no, it's like clear communication, like we said.
Okay.
So there are policies that is company-wide. There are policies that is country. So for example, yesterday Nigerian employees went on break. UK employees did not
go. Got it.
UK have bank holiday on Monday.
Yeah.
Guess what? Both yesterday and on Monday, there were important meetings that didn't hold.
Because of this.
Yeah, in fact, the Slack conversation I was getting
sense.
I was telling my direct people to move Monday's meeting to Tuesday.
Yes.
Because there's a bank holiday in UK.
Got it. That
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
when there are general things, I will make it clear. We have specific things, we let them know that this is specific. Thank you. It's not easy.
All right.
Okay, then, yeah, so wrapping up this very exciting conversation. Have you been learning? I've been learning. You see, my directors have been learning too. Yeah, so wrapping up this exciting conversation, what's one HR myth that you want to retire?
The HR does not do anything.
If you finish watching this video and you think we do not do anything, or you think all it is fire, I will shoot you.
There's a lot of invisible labor that
Right.
goes into the work that we do, so definitely that.
I'd like to ask my guest this question. By the way, this is my penultimate. No, this is my penultimate. This is my thought to the last.
Okay.
Yes, so give anybody a career advice. I give
That's
one,
actually a good thing. Give everybody career advice. Okay. I'll say first things first. When you're deciding what career to go for, start from the kind of person that you are.
That's strategic.
Because a lot of time people build careers out of what is trendy. What is trendy is good. The stats, the numbers don't lie. But build from the kind of individual you are, because that's what literally carries you on the days that the career doesn't look so great. And there's this that day is for everybody.
Oh my God.
Like no matter how much you love the job, there's some days they're just like, I want to pack up.
I want to go and be a football
I don't want
journalist.
to do it again.
I want to marry a trust
Yes. So I would definitely say that. And the second one I would say is upskill. It's so important. Every day new knowledge is coming out, new information is coming out, and you are one information away from not being able to get your dream job. Because there's one stats you didn't know, there's one information they require from you that you're not aware of, there's something they require you to even have experience in that you don't, and in cases where you don't have experience, theoretical knowledge can't suffice. And you can't be lacking in both.
Yes,
especially when you are trying to
go
that's
the
so ladder.
Forward thinking.
Yes,
because there were days when I didn't have.
Yes, and it was your theoretical knowledge that
helped me. And they didn't even believe that I didn't have practical stuff because
how you sold
yourself. I also said them boo. I was boo them.
Yes, and I think the last strategic thing about like moving up the career ladder is that always ensure that you are very aware of the transferable skills that are in the career that you're currently in.
I feel like that's very obvious, especially for entry level.
Especially for entry level people, you're literally green in your career. You don't have a lot that you're working with. So if you don't find the transferable, so when I mean transferable skills, if you're in HR, there's a very good chance that you're good in brand storytelling because of the fact that you speak a lot. There's a good chance that you're a public speaker, you're a project manager, you're a program manager. So if you're not aware of those transferable skills, even being able to pivot careers will be very difficult for you. So be very aware of how your output could be the input of another career.
Oh my God, that's so forward thinking. So guys, there's a short video that might be on my YouTube by the time you're watching this. Yeah, so it was a very short 3 minutes conversation with the head of HR and project manager at Google France.
Nice.
Yeah, so he started HR pure.
Yes.
Then he moved to HR lead roles. And then he realized that, like we talked about change management and everything. He realized that a lot of things he just was ideating to execution.
Yes.
And he said, oh, this is project management. And he went to get PNP. And he went to learn French. And now he's heading Google France.
Exactly.
HR
and if he
operations.
wasn't aware of the output or the transferable skills he has, even being able to grow in his career would not even be a thing.
That's strategically. No, that's very thoughtful.
Yeah,
so my penultimate question, and what I wanted to say was that my last question is always for my guests to ask me a question.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This always happens.
I let me stretch my muscles. So I mean,
no, I'm not asking the penultimate. Yes,
it doesn't matter. I can ask any question.
Yes, you can. Yes, so my penultimate question is: if not HR, what?
Ooh, if not HR, what would I have been? That's really something. I don't even want to say any HR adjacent things. I won't say like public speaking or whatever. I think I'd actually be in branding. Like in like content storytelling, I feel like I have the ability to sell anything. I could sell even HR as a career to you, even if that's not what you're
do you like HR more now? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's some people that are around here that didn't even think I knew what I know now, or HR can sound as deep
and they were in hall as we were speaking.
Exactly. So that's why I'll definitely be like in storytelling and like creative storytelling.
That's exciting. Penultimate B, you have an amazing fashion sense. Shit. As you can see, share something for the boys, for the girls.
I'd like to dress for comfort first and style later.
So dress for comfort
first and then style later. And I don't like to follow. I like trends, but I think a sense of style is more important than wearing what is trendy. So I definitely say that's what I do. I have a sense of style. I like comfort. I like two pieces. I like cords. I like being able to be relaxed in what I'm wearing. I don't like wearing anything. That's not how I dress. Yeah, so I definitely say that. And I like to play with color a lot. I think being expressive with your style is so important. So definitely that.
Awesome. Yeah, so last one is Freda's expectation.
I think for me is you have dedicated a lot of your time to really supporting a ton of careers. I don't think you understand the impact of what you do. It's beyond just like in-house HR. Like you're helping people like reach goals and achieve milestones. And I would say, just why? Why does it matter to you beyond your in-house HR that somebody actually like grows? Considering that the background you're coming from is economics, if I might add, exactly. So why?
So two straight up answers. So I think I'll speak from HR perspective. Yes, so I studied economics, so I didn't set out to do HR, but I also knew I was not going to do finance. Yes, I didn't tell with my
STEM. Accountant graduate, so that's like accountant graduate, so that was very right up my alley.
Yeah, sorry. So I didn't tell Afro University at my STEM. I know numbers, I know finance, but like I knew I wasn't going to do it, so I wanted to do HR. I was lucky and blessed and fortunate, glory to God, that I started my career at General Electric.
Okay.
Like General Electric changed, and I went to my perception about typical Nigerian HR. Because I work with very brilliant people, very warm, strategic, firm, but also really humane.
Yes.
And I said that, I said it with my last guest, that my goal was, if there were 100 HR in Nigeria and there was only one good HR, I was going to be the one.
Very good.
And then when I laid that template at Carwise and it worked, and I thought I can transfer these things. I can speak at events. I can teach HR people. Yes. And then like the notch I am now is now I'm not teaching founders. Yes. Because I'm realizing that HR is not the biggest stakeholder. Founders are, right? So I'm teaching founders to listen to HR. I'm teaching founders. That's why I founded HR Clinic. Let me consult with founders. Let me consult with your HR. Let founders book a session with me, and it has happened. Yes. Let founders say, "Oh, I'm not booking this for myself. I'm booking this for my in-house HR. Yes. I want you to speak. I've heard you teach. I want you to speak with the in-house HR and stuff." Now, so that's the bit. Now with career, with just supporting people career-wise, I finished with 2-2. Yes, and my project supervisor said, people with 2-1 and first they don't even make it. So I finished with 2-2. Make it. It's one of the reasons I want to do an MBA, by the way. Yes. So I'm able to convince people that, hey, do you know what? With your 2-2, you can go to global stages. But ChatGPT told me recently that I'm already global. I should stop chasing global things. Right? Yes. So I just wanted people to know that, hey, you can have a great career. If I finish with 2-2 and I'm having this excellent career, you'd have finished with 2-1, you finish with first class, you intern with companies as your undergraduate day. We don't know what internship was to like 400 level. People are interning since 100 level. So why can't you build a great career? Yes. So I just want people to. I'm supposed to write a LinkedIn post today. I can't do that again. But the post was about how you can make it from 9 to 5. Yes. You might not be a super billionaire. Yes. But you can actually make it wealth. You can have a career success from 9 to 5.
That's just good that you said that, because everybody always believes that entrepreneurship is the only path to success.
No, you can make it from 9 to 5. I've seen my friends make it from 9 to 5. That's good. Thank you. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Freda. Oh my God, this was such a great conversation. And I'm so happy that, because I could have come to teach this, but I just really wanted someone else learning another lens. And I thought that, no, it's not I thought. You did an amazing job. Did she do an amazing job? Yes. Please leave a comment in the section. Please tell her.
And follow Mono.
Yes, follow Mono, please. Up Mono. I'll share her LinkedIn profile. She writes a lot. A part that we didn't talk about in this, you find it on her profile. She's very engrossed in people analytics. So yeah, follow her on all platforms. And thank you very much for watching. Please, should I need them? Subscribe. You've get free value for free. $200.
Please subscribe.
If I get this for free, you will charge like $200. Please share and subscribe within your communities. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.